Hey there, today we're going to be exploring my top 10 best filmmaking practices. Before we begin, go ahead and give the video a like to please the algorithm gods and help other filmmakers like you find educational content. Okay, let's do this. So here are my tips. Plan your shots and storyboard your video ahead of time. Use a tripod to keep your shots steady. Use good lighting to ensure your shots are well lit and visually pleasing. Use a high quality microphone to capture clear audio. Try to tell a story with your video. And use a mix of different types of shots, like close-ups, wide shots, medium shots, to keep your viewer engaged. Consider editing your video to add music, to add sound effects, and other elements that can enhance the overall production value. Keep your video short and sweet and to the point, as people tend to lose interest over longer videos. Test your video on different devices, such as mobile and desktop, to ensure compatibility and good quality. Always make sure to have permission to use any copyrighted materials in your video. Always back up your footage and keep multiple copies of your raw footage and the final video. This refers to the process of pre-production in the planning stage before you start shooting your video. Planning your shots means deciding what you want to capture and how you want to capture it. This includes deciding on what type of shots you want to use, such as close-ups and wides, the angle of the shots, and the movement of the camera. This will help you to effectively convey the story or message of your video. Storyboarding is a visual representation of your video, usually a series of sketches or illustrations that show different shots in a video and how they will be arranged. A storyboard is a great way to visualize your video before you start shooting and can help you identify potential problems with your shots. By planning your shots and storyboarding your video, you will have a clearer idea of what you want to achieve, and you'll be able to make the most out of the time and resources you have available. It would also help you to keep your video on track and prevent you from deviating from the original plan. Using a tripod will help you keep your shots steady and prevent camera shakes, which can make your footage look unprofessional and difficult to watch. A tripod also allows you to adjust the angle of the camera, which can be useful when capturing different perspectives or getting better composition. Additionally, some cameras may have a built-in stabilization, which can keep your shots steady. However, a tripod will always provide the most stable base for your camera and will give you more flexibility in terms of how you want to position your camera. Overall, using a tripod is a great way to improve the quality of your footage, making your video look more professional. Lighting can have a big impact in the overall look and feel of your video. Good lighting can make your shots look more dynamic, interesting, while bad lighting can make your shots look dull and unpleasing. To get good lighting for your videos, you should consider the following. Using natural light from windows or outdoor locations can add a sense of realism and atmosphere to your shots. If you're shooting indoors or in a location with limited natural light, you may need to use artificial light. This can include using studio lights, continuous lights, or flash. This is a common lighting technique that uses three lights to illuminate a subject. The key light is the main light that illuminates your subject. The fill light is used to fill the shadows, and the backlight is used to separate your subject from the background. The color temperature of your lights can affect the overall tone of your shots. Warmer colors like orange and yellow can create a cozy and intimate atmosphere, while colors like blue and green can create more dramatic or eerie atmospheres. The direction of which the light is coming can have a big impact on the mood and atmosphere of your shots. For example, a side lighting can create a dramatic look, while a backlighting can create a dreamy or ethereal look. By considering these factors, you can use the lighting to enhance the overall look and feel of your video and create visually pleasing and professional looking shots. Good audio is just as important as good visuals in video, as poor audio can detract from the overall quality of the production. Clear audio can help to make dialogue and other sound elements more understandable and enjoyable to listen to. When it comes to microphones, there are a few different types to choose from, such as lapel microphones. These are small microphones that attach to the person's clothing, ideal for capturing dialogues such as speech. Boom microphone. This is a long pole with a microphone attached to the end, which is typically used in film and television productions to capture dialogue or ambient sound. Directional microphones. This is the microphone that is designed to pick up sound from one specific direction, which is useful for isolating specific sound sources. Omnidirectional microphones. This is a microphone that picks up sound from all directions, which is useful when capturing ambient sound or a live event. It's important to use a high quality microphone that can capture clear and accurate sound, and to make sure the mic is placed in the right position for the best sound quality. Additionally, you should avoid using the built-in microphones on your camera, as they're typically not high quality. Properly recording and mixing audio can help to create a more immersive and enjoyable experience for the viewer, and can help a video production sound more professional. Telling a story with your video means using the visual medium of film to convey a message or create an idea. This means having a clear narrative structure, such as a beginning, a middle, and an end, and using techniques like dialogue, voiceover, and symbolisms to help convey the story. Using a mix of different types of shots can help you keep the viewer engaged and interested in the video. This can include using close-ups to show detail or emotions, and wide shots to show context or location, and medium shots to show the subject in relation to the surroundings. You can also use different camera angles, such as high angles, low angles, or Dutch camera angles, to create interest and convey certain feeling or mood. Overall, by telling a story and using a mix of different types of shots, you can create a visually engaging and compelling video to keep viewers interested and invested in your story. This is where you take raw footage you've captured and use editing softwares to put it all together into a final video. Editing can include a variety of tasks such as cutting, arranging footage, adding transitions, color grading, and sound design. One of the most important aspects of editing is adding music and sound effects. Music can help set the tone and mood of your video, and sound effects can help enhance your video realism and immersion. For instance, adding the sound of bird chirping in a nature video can make the scene feel more authentic. And adding background music into a corporate video can make the video more professional and polished. Also, editing softwares like Adobe Premiere, Final Cut, Avid Media Composer, or DaVinci Resolve can be used to add different types of visual effects like color correction, motion graphics, text, 3D animations to make the video look more polished and engaging. Viewers today are bombarded with constant stream of information and visual content. As a result, they have become less willing to invest time in watching long videos. By keeping your videos short and to the point, you can increase your chances of your videos being watched to the end and being shared and remembered. When creating your videos, you should focus on the most important message or takeaway you want to convey, and make sure that the video is as streamlined and efficient as possible. Avoid including irrelevant information or too much fluff. Additionally, you should aim to make your videos as engaging and visually interesting to keep the viewer's attention. This can be achieved by using interesting visuals, animations, or other elements that could help to make the video more memorable and engaging. For example, for something like Instagram, a good rule of thumb is to keep your videos under 2 minutes for most type of videos, as shorter videos are more likely to be watched and shared than longer videos. However, the ideal length of your video will depend on the specific content, the audio, and the type of video. Overall, keeping your video short and sweet and to the point is an effective way to hold the viewer's attention and increase the chances of your video being watched, shared, and remembered. With the increased popularity of smartphones and tablets, it's important to make sure that your video is compatible with different devices and that it looks good on different screen sizes and resolutions. This means testing your video on different devices like smartphones, tablets, laptops, desktop computers to ensure it plays correctly and looks good in all of them. Additionally, testing your video on different devices can help you identify any technical issues that may arise, such as buffering problems, resolution issues, or compatibility issues with the different video players and browsers. Overall, testing your video on different devices and internet connections is an important step in the video production process that can help ensure your video looks and sounds good on all devices and that it plays correctly for all viewers. Using copyrighted material without permission is illegal and can lead to legal issues and financial penalties. To avoid these issues, you should always make sure to have the necessary permissions to use any copyrighted materials in your videos. There are several ways to obtain permission to use copyrighted materials in your videos. The first one would be purchasing a license. Many copyright holders offer licenses to use their material, which allows you to legally use their material in your video production. The second one would be use royalty-free material. There are many websites that offer royalty-free materials such as music tracks, sound effects, images that can be used in your video productions without the need for permission. Third one would be using Creative Commons. Creative Commons is a system that allows copyright holders to license their material for free use with certain conditions. Public domain materials are works that are no longer under copyright protection and can be used freely in your video production. Regardless of the method you choose, always make sure you have the necessary permissions to use copyrighted materials in your video and keep records of any permissions in case you need to prove that you have the rights to use the materials. So overall, obtaining permission to use copyrighted material in your videos is important to ensure that you are using the materials legally and avoid any legal issues that may arise. It's important to keep multiple copies of your video and your final footage to ensure that it's safe and accessible. Video production can be a time-consuming and expensive process, and losing your footage or the final video can be a major setback. This is why it's important to always back up your footage and keep multiple copies of your raw footage and final delivery files in different locations. One way to do this is to save copies of your footage and final video file on an external hard drive, which can be stored on a different location to provide an added layer of security. Another option would be to use cloud storage services such as Dropbox or Google Drive, which allows you to upload and store your footage and final video file on the cloud and access it from anywhere with an internet connection. It's also important to keep multiple copies of your final video file in different file formats such as MP4, MOV or ProRes to ensure that it can be played in different devices and platforms. Additionally, it's a good practice to keep a copy of the original raw footage in case you need to re-edit or make changes to the video in the future. So overall, backing up your footage and keeping multiple copies of your raw footage and final delivery video is an important step in the video production process that can help you ensure that your video is safe and accessible. This way, you can avoid potential losses in case something goes wrong with one copy, and also have access to the original footage in case you want to make any changes or updates in the future. That's it for now. I hope some of you managed to find this information helpful. Make sure to incorporate these tips in your workflow, and remember, the more prepared and organized you are, the easier it will be to constantly deliver quality films to your clients. See you next time.